does this have anything to do with the fact that he wasn't going to back her, or is this genuine with Marjorie Taylor Greene? Because I know she's apologized and she said, I take responsibility for all the rhetoric in the past. Do you believe she's genuine? Thomas Massie, let's talk about him for a moment and all the attacks, even Laura Loomer alleging that maybe Massie might have had something to do with his wife's death. You have Donald Trump going out there saying, wow, well, look at how he remarried so fast. And as if Donald Trump should be talking about marriage and vows and that sort of stuff. It's insane. What do you make about the attacks on Massie? And my second part is Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is a whole nother situation with, so many MAGA Republicans going after her, calling her a traitor. Listen, I don't feel sorry for anything that's happening to Marjorie Taylor Greene. But at the same time, any of the death threats she's getting and everything, I'm wondering where she was for the last 9 years when all this happened to Mike Pence and all these other Republicans that didn't agree with Trump on certain issues. But I guess that's a two-part question, but go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, I was to take Greene first. I was messaging with her boyfriend back and forth.
Ryan Glenn. Yep.
While he was with her over the weekend when all this went down. And, because Brian's in a tough spot, Brian is the White House correspondent for Real America's Voice. Right. And the reason why he got that gig is because Trump always really liked him and Trump always calls on him. So Brian can be in a press gaggle with 40 reporters and Trump will typically call on him first. I mean, he's always liked Brian. So I guess, that was one of the things we talked about, was the fact of what are you going to do, man? It's going to be hard. You know how vindictive Trump can be, If you
don't mind me asking, I know that's a private conversation, but can you reveal anything that he said? I mean, that is a tough spot for him because you want to coddle Trump to get the access for your job.
Yeah.
And listen,
I won't reveal everything we talked about, but I'll say that, forced to take sides. He's taking sides with Greene. I mean, if it comes down to where he has to choose her or his career, he's going with her. I mean, he's prepared to walk away from that if he has to.
Interesting.
I'm hoping that he doesn't have to. I mean, he's hoping that he doesn't have to.
I've had private conversations with Brian Glenn. He seems like a nice guy, as you have.
Yeah.
But I obviously don't like the questions that he asks in a lot of these press conferences.
Of course. Yeah, sure.
But let me ask you this.
He's a full Trump cultist.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't think he's a journalist. That's just my personal opinion. But with that being said, did he have anything to say about what they're doing to Marjorie Taylor Greene? And do you think, Ron,
he's not happy?
Right. I mean, I would imagine he's not happy. Is this an act, or is this is the only reason why Marjorie? My question to you is the only reason why? Okay. Okay. Do you believe that the reason why does this have anything to do with the fact that he wasn't going to back her, or is this genuine with Marjorie Taylor Greene? Because I know she's apologized and she said, I take responsibility for all the rhetoric in the past. Do you believe she's genuine? I guess that's my question. When she apologizes and all this other stuff happened to all these other Republicans, and now all of a sudden she sees the light.
I mean, Margie's position for many years, going back to when she had her Facebook show in 2018 and 2019 was always on Epstein. I mean, she was always talking about it because she believed that it was an Israeli thing where he was being paid by the Israeli government to compromise prominent U.S. elected officials. But she didn't believe Trump was involved. See, that's the thing. She thought this was all going to be a bunch of Democrats and Wall Street people and media people and globalists and CEOs, she absolutely never believed that Trump was going to be implicated. She thought that the files were going to exonerate Trump. And so I think that when Trump was so aggressively adamant earlier this year to block these, I think that surprised her. And I think that caused her to reevaluate and reassess her position, which is, why is he fighting me so hard on this? Right. If he has nothing to hide. And I think that really impacted her. So when I say this, but it's not just that. This has been brewing. This has been building for a while. I mean, Marge, to be very clear, she's not satisfied and never has been satisfied with just being a backbench representative. She doesn't want to be a Boebert. She has never wanted that. She has always wanted to be senator, to be governor, to be vice president, to be president, or speaker of the House. Her doing 20 years as a backbencher in the House, that's not going to happen. She's not That's not who she is. And so her plan all along was to back McCarthy for speaker, have McCarthy put her in a leadership position in the House, committee chair, something like that, and then parlay that into a Trump endorsement to run against John Ossoff for Senate. That was her career. And then later, be VP or president down the line, 2032, whatever. That was always her plan. And who wrecked that plan was Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump did, well, first of all, Matt Gaetz wrecked the plan by getting rid of McCarthy. And for that reason, she ended her friendship with Gaetz. They were close friends. Hell, I went to a rally where it was the two of them together in Florida, Greene and Gaetz together. They went on the road together. That bridge was burned. That when he ousted McCarthy. And then when Trump refused to endorse her for Senate, I think that was the final straw for her.
But Ron, I have to ask you this. Do you think I'm wrong in saying I don't really feel bad for Marjorie Taylor Greene? I'm happy that she's on the right side. I'm happy that she's been consistent on the Epstein files. I think she was extremely ignorant to not think that Trump had a part in this. The fact that she knew that he was a best friend of his for many, many years. She's seen the videos. Look at what they did to Mike Pence. Look at what they did to all these other Republicans. And she kept quiet. She never, now she's all of a sudden upset because rightfully so, she's getting death threats and he's doing to her what he did to Pence and all these other people. But my question to her is, where were you for the last 9 years? I understand you like some of his policies, but that's a different conversation. Where were you? Trump's been doing this for years. She's been living under a rock. That's why I don't feel sorry for her, Ron. Am I wrong in feeling that way?
No, I agree with you. I mean, even though I do talk to them and, back and forth, it doesn't mean that we're friends or I agree with them. I mean, I obviously disagree with Brian about a lot of things.
Right.
And he knows that. But I'm very big on compartmentalizing, man. I'm like, maybe that's the old lifelong Republican in me, that I sort of separate these things out. And I think Democrats more are like, if they're really against you on this one particular issue, they cannot let that go, and so I'm able to sort of like with Loomer and others, just sort of like, okay, anytime Loomer wants to talk about how terrible the Republican Party is, we'll have that conversation, but we don't discuss anything else. We don't discuss Trump. We don't discuss Biden. If she wants to go after some Republican member of Congress, her and I will collaborate on that,
Sure.
But nothing else. So I really do, like on Greene, Ro Khanna and Raskin both came out and invited her to join the Democratic Party. And I'm like, first of all, she's not going to do that because she could get elected in that Northwest Georgia district for the rest of her life. Trump could run against her in that district. He couldn't beat her. But if she switches parties, there's no way. Northwest Georgia is like rock solid Republican hillbilly country, So there's no way she could switch parties. So that's number one. And then number two, I'm like, look, on things like January 6th, Ukraine, like so many other issues, healthcare. I mean, well, maybe not healthcare, but so many other issues. Greene has not changed her position at all on so many things. That the election was stolen in 2020. She's not backing off any of that stuff. So how can you be a Democrat if you? I mean, I could see if you're like pro-life. Okay, we could possibly have a pro-life Democrat, but you can't have somebody who thinks January 6th was an FBI operation.
Completely agree with you that there's no way that's going to happen.